When I first started this video, I had no idea just how quickly I was actually going to learn this skill. You know when you watch those videos of those guys at traffic lights and they're just track standing for like a minute and they don't even need to unclip? How long does it take to learn that? There are so many videos out there on YouTube that show you tips, tricks and techniques on how to do this, but none of them actually say how long it takes to learn to track stand. They just tell you the techniques. So for this video, what I did was I did 10 minutes of track standing every day until I felt that I was in a position where I knew how to track stand. Here are the things that I learned along the way through this process and how long it actually took to learn to track stand. Here's the bike I was learning on. I put some flat pedals on to make it easier and I painted it myself. So if you want to see how I got from a crash frame to this, then I have a link for the bike down below. Day one. It was as you would expect really. I mean, you can see me every time here creeping forwards. There's a lot of turning side to side motion in the front wheel just to try and keep myself balanced, and I wouldn't say I really got one proper track stand on this day, so I didn't leave with high hopes at the end of my 10 minutes here. Day two, you can see here, is really much of the same. I'm still creeping forwards and there's still lots of left and right from the tyre and the front wheel. From here, I try to always keep my wheel turning to the left, as this is how everyone seems to do on the video, and my right foot forward. And I thought I'm just gonna stick at it and see if it actually improves. Day three, unfortunately had to do it in the rain. I decided to try and do it on a more gentle hill or incline, because I didn't find I was getting the rocking movement when I was doing it on the steeper part. But at the end of the day, once again, not too much more improvements and didn't feel like I was track standing properly. You can still see me creeping forwards every now and then here. Day four, I decided to go back to the slightly steeper part and use it to my advantage. And actually there was a lot less movement from the front wheel here. I was generally a bit more in the same position. And it was at this point I decided that I could track stand if I could do 3 1-minute track stands in the 10-minute period that I was doing my training in. Day five is the first day that I would say I actually started to feel it. You can see here a lot more, I was a lot more stable on most of these. I could actually start to feel the rocking back and forth on the pedals. And it's the first day I felt like I was actually track standing, and the first day I really saw some good progress, to be honest. Day six, I was actually getting into the track stands a lot easier, and you can see here again, less movement from the front wheel. I'm actually staying in the same place. This is where having that actual track stand position that I was training in started to make a lot more sense to me and actually became useful, and I'm glad I stuck at it. And then it finally happened. Day 7. Day 7, I could easily get into the track stands. I felt no problem balancing, and you can see here from this one continuous video, I had no problem just sitting there. I could almost do it all day. My best one was 1:17. I quite happily did like 5 of them over a minute. It just felt like it finally clicked. I just felt the balance point. I didn't need to turn the front wheel too often. I could use the pedals to push back and forth. So, what can I conclude from this? For me, it took 7 days to learn how to track stand. I can't say that it's going to take that long for you, but I think I could give it a good estimate that it might take plus or minus 2 days. If I had to give any tips after doing these 7 days, it would just be stick at it. Just practice for those 10 minutes a day and it will eventually come together for you. Practice is the biggest thing, and I didn't worry too much about the tips and tricks. I'm honestly amazed at just how quickly it came together. At day 3, I didn't think I was ever going to see this kind of progress, but at day 7, I'm so surprised I can actually do a track stand. If you want to see the full track stand from day 7, then I'm just going to leave you with a time lapse that's happening here. This has been Cycling Unboxed. I've been Jason. If you found this video useful, then please give it a like for me. And if it's helped you, let me know how. Or if you've given it a go, I would like to know how long it took you to learn to track stand. See you in the next video.